All right, everybody, tutorial time. This is Ernesto again with Social Work Mentor, and we are working today in this tutorial on another one of our solution-focused questions. And so in order to do that, you'll go to the main website page for Social Work Mentor or the main page on the Android app. You will go to Solution-Focused Approaches, click on either the image or the button, Focus on Client Strengths and Successes. This will take us here to the solution-focused questions and approaches section. And so in this tutorial, we'll be working, if you're looking at this top to bottom, we'll be working on the last one, the one on the bottom, which is the optimism question. So in the solution-focused question, just prior to this one, or just above this one, where we talked about a continuation question, and we talked about what are the things that have been happening and are currently happening that can continue, that are positive, that are good things that you're doing or experiencing, and we want those things to continue. So that's acknowledging good stuff that's happening. So the optimism question has the client in a little bit of a different frame of mind, because instead of looking at what has been happening or what is happening now, it's kind of asking them to take a little peek into the future and think about what are those things that they hope to see or that they might see in the future that would make them feel good, that would make them feel positive and hopeful and optimistic, hence the name optimism question. So as you can see here, some of the questions that you might ask are simply, what makes you optimistic? Some of our clients may not, their language skills may be different and they might not really grasp what that means. So you might break it down depending on your knowledge of the client and just ask them in a more simple way. What makes you hopeful about your future? What makes you think that you're going to be successful? What makes you think that you're going to have a good life if we keep going down this path? So things along those lines that can help them really think about what are those things that help them to be hopeful about their future. Another question is, what indications do you have that you will be able to achieve? So this actually asks the client to be a little more specific and identify those things that they're seeing right now that are giving them the thought or the idea that they might actually end up being successful. So it's a little bit deeper of a look that you're asking a client to make, to identify specific things that they notice now that point to a more positive future. And an even more nuanced question is the third one that we see here. What small signs do you see that indicate you will succeed in your case plan or your parenting class or your family's success or whatever it may be? So you're now asking them to identify those very small little indications that they are being successful. Now, as I mentioned, you have to know your client. You have to know their cognitive abilities, their emotional state. Take all those things into consideration as you're working with them. And that's true for any of these solution-focused questions. You don't want to usually just, willy-nilly, randomly pick one and use it. You do have to tailor the approach and the question to the client that you're working with. Meet the client where they are. But if you can get a client to become optimistic about their future and optimistic about the work that they're doing, and to notice those little signs that they are having success and to be able to point those out to you, that can go a long, long way to ending up in a very successful place with that client. When they see their own success and they know those indicators of why they're being successful and how they know that they're being successful. So again, maybe this is a little bit more advanced work as you're having a client come to the realization that their work is paying off. And, it will be helpful maybe for those types of clients. But again, it comes down to what you know about the client that you're working with, your own style and approach, philosophy, and which one of these approaches or questions is right for you. So I hope this particular tutorial on the optimism question has been helpful for you. The other questions above also have a lot of value in them if you haven't seen those tutorials, so check them out as appropriate. And I will see you in the next tutorial on the solution-focused approaches that are below on the app or on the web page. So I'll see you in the next tutorial.